Oh, hurts to sit, man. All right, guys, let me get this adjusted a little bit. So, I got a good story time for you today about what actually happened to me yesterday on my bike ride. Went out for a 20-mile bike ride, was supposed to be pretty uneventful. Wound up with me almost going over the hood of a car. Wound up eating gravel and done all of this. And some of this. Oh, man. Hang tight. I'm going to tell you guys all about it right after this. Whew, everything else is just road rash, basically. It was just a rib shot that is still aching, man. But before I get into that, don't forget to go check out the website, GreenMotionEbikes.com. If you haven't checked it out already, I will put a link right underneath of this video. So I already been back out for a ride today. Went to Starbucks, got my coffee. You know what they say, when you get bucked off an e-bike, you got to get right back on. So yesterday was actually a really nice day, low 80s. We've been like up to 100 degrees most of the last week and a half, 2 weeks, so it was actually a nice break in the weather. So I figured it'd be a perfect chance to go for a ride to the next town. Now there's a highway that goes between here and there that they put in like 50 years ago, but there's also back roads, the old ways people used to go, and nobody rides on them anymore. They're pretty much always open. I can go up to like 6-7 miles without seeing a car going either direction. So it's just an awesome way to ride. You go over a few bridges, you get some elevation gain, you can overlook the river from like way up high. So that's the way I always take. I was wearing my helmet. Some of you will be happy to know who bitch at me for not wearing my helmet when I'm out on the loop trail. But I do wear my helmet when I'm going to be driving out, you know, in traffic or on the main roads and things like that. So I had my helmet on. I don't know how much good it did me. As you can see, I needed body gear for this one. But I was having a great ride. As is par for the course, I have not seen a car in probably 5 or 6 miles. So, you know, you just start getting confident coming around corners and stuff. The last mile going into Monitor is actually all orchards. So there's a main road, you know, that runs through, but it's going through orchards. So you have trees lining both sides of the road, which basically creates blind turns. You can't see anybody coming the other way, you know. So I come down literally one of the last big turns before I get to my destination, and I'm hauling ass. It's on a slight downhill, probably doing about 23, 24 miles an hour. And as I have a tendency to do, I'm cutting the turn really sharp, cutting kind of across the lanes, trying to straighten the curve, you know, as you do. And just as I'm coming into that turn, man, boom, here comes a car doing the same thing, coming too fast, taking it wide, kind of coming out into my lane. I'm kind of coming into his lane. God damn! So at the last second, I had to pull up straight, you know, so I avoid the car. Luckily, miss him. It would have been worse, man, to go over the hood, you know, or wind up in his windshield, something like that, man. I would have known what it felt to be like a mosquito on the windshield. But I do manage to pull up, go right by him, but I'm coming now, I'm right into the turn, man, and there's no time to react, and so I've got to really try to like turn sharp to get that turn, but hell no, doing like 23 miles an hour, it wasn't happening. And it's already like kind of asphalt roads. It's not a real good, you know, smooth concrete or anything, but then there's no shoulder, it's just soft gravel off of the road there. So I come in probably at a 45-degree angle, turning as sharp as I can, and I just realize all of a sudden, man, I ain't gonna make it. And I know I'm coming in too tight and too hot that there's no way I'm gonna survive that gravel. Once I hit it, it's like your brain kind of goes through all the physics and does the calculations, and you just know I'm screwed. So I come off of the road, bam, you know, kind of hit the bump, hit that gravel, and man, I did not go probably 2 feet before the bike and everything went right out from me, slid in like I was sliding into home base on one side, just ground me up. Shirt ended up looking like Swiss cheese. And then of course on this side with the leg, all of that, just getting ground up. A little bit even on this side too. But really, the worst part was the rib shot. Man, I hit right on the side of my arm on this left side so hard that it just jarred my ribs. The minute I felt that impact, I was like, oh, knocked the wind out of me. And then the worst part is, even after the impact, you're still sliding for like another 6-7 feet, man. It's like, oh, this ain't no good, man. This ain't gonna be nice. And I had forgotten to bring my phone. But I do have saddlebags on my bike, and I should have had my phone in there. That was my mistake. And so was trying to take that corner at 23 miles an hour, man. That was my mistake too. I sure as hell ain't blaming it on the bike. I mean, I ride them aggressive. There is nothing inherently dangerous about e-bikes. You can ride them every bit as cautiously as you would a regular bike. I guess it's just me and Simon Cowell that pushed that shit. But I just ain't as big a wimp as Simon Cowell, so I didn't break nothing at least. I think I got some bruised ribs, you know, scabbed up, some road rash up one side of my body. I get up, I dust it off, man, I'm aching, the ribs are aching. And my biggest concern was probably for the bike because I'm 9 miles out of town now. I got no phone or any way to call anybody to come get me. So I'm like, oh man, I just hope I didn't get a flat or anything like that. But that dang e-bike, man, good to go. My rear view mirror was all bent on it, so I had to straighten that out. All covered in dirt and everything, you know, so I wiped off that. And the bike was good to go. Me and the bike were both able to do that 9-mile ride back. Probably wasn't as relaxing and pleasant as the 9 miles there because I'm just like, oh, ow. And I just rode it back into town, did the whole 9 miles again. So I was impressed, especially with the e-bike, man. Those things are so tough and so reliable. Even putting it into the gravel like that at a high rate of speed, no problem. The cranks, the pedals, the chain didn't even come off. Everything was fine with it. I've already ridden it out there this morning, like I said, to go get my coffee. But honestly, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I do think that's the kind of stuff that keeps you young. Because if you are so cautious, you know, when you're like in your 30s, 40s, and you're afraid to ever get hurt, by the time you get in your 80s, man, you're going to be fragile as a China doll, you know? But you take some bumps, some bruises, some scrapes, a few abrasions, things like that, you know, and it rebuilds that muscle tissue, your bone density and everything. So I don't mind having a few of those, although I sure as heck ain't going out of my way looking for them. But anyways, if that hasn't convinced you just how much fun you can have on an e-bike, I hope it at least showed you guys just how tough and reliable e-bikes are. So if you guys want to go check out some of the best e-bikes on the market today, go take a look at GreenMotionEbikes.com. Make sure you also subscribe here to the channel, because one thing I promise you is next time I'm going to be wearing my GoPro helmet, and you guys are going to get a first-person view of that car going by and then nothing but gravel and dirt kicking up. Would have been an awesome shot. But anyways, guys, subscribe, ring the bell, give me a comment down below. Tell me about an e-bike or a regular bicycle wreck that you had and you survived from. But all right, guys, that is going to do it for me. I guess I'm going to go lick my wounds now. Oh, it hurts when I laugh. So just make sure you guys have a great e-biking day. Go out there for a ride, man. And that is going to do it for me in GreenMotion. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.